Alrighty guys, here for day 2 at the Rumble. We'll be doing practice here pretty soon. I'm running round 2 first. So excited to get on track and hopefully we can do as good as we did yesterday. backed out just. Alright, y'all pull these off. I'm gonna continue to take this lid. I mean, how hard do I know to push it if I don't test it? Good. Take that stuff off. I'm gonna finish this. Alright. Not sure if my line or not, but I didn't have enough grip coming off the corner.
3 and 4 that couch.
Yeah. Alright, just finished our practice. Ran pretty well. We just didn't have enough speed. We don't have enough speed in the center of 1 and 2. And like I come in the corner flat and then I want to go away. And then in 3 and 4, we didn't have good enough speed out of the corner, but I think that's just calcium. It's just really slick out there right now. So hopefully qualifying and get the tires right and we can have good runs and start up front. Alright, finished up our first race and forgot to do a video for qualifying. So first qualifying, we were running well and ended up having to pass a cart ahead of us and they kind of wouldn't let us pass. So messed up our qualifying there, but still ended up qualifying 6th. And then second qualifying, our tire fell off before we were able to complete a lap. So that will be starting last in that race. Then third qualifying, we went a little too high in air pressure. So it was a little loose off the corner, so not enough speed there. So we're about 15th. So not too good, but we'll be able to drive from the back end like we were doing yesterday. But second race coming up soon, I'll be starting the rear.
Okay.
Oh, Dad, whose fault is it, Brad?
Ernie!
Alright guys, starting 6th here at the front of the field. So had a pretty good qualifying and you see how many people are behind me. And get a pretty good start, or even with everyone else on the back of the cart. Come through that corner, get a little push from the cart behind us. We end up going high, and then we end up falling back in line right there, and then end up going for a pass here. Only lost a couple spots, and then another cart goes to the bottom of us. So now we're on the outside once again, and we fall back another 3 spots. So we're down probably 5 spots right now, but not too bad. Still not the start we wanted, but we didn't go all the way to the back. Now we're battling with the cart ahead of us. We have an okay gap to the cart behind us, and alright gap to the cart ahead of us. But you can see the cart ahead of us is already falling back from the carts. And so am I. I'm not really gaining any speed on him. See, a cart spins off there on the back stretch. And they're battling pretty hard ahead of us. So hopefully we can catch the back of them. See, the cart behind us is catching us slowly. and hopefully they help us get to the pack ahead of us. You see they go for a move in front of us, and we're catching up here pretty well. We end up coming up pretty high there and ended up losing 2 spots, which is really unfortunate because we were just catching the back of the carts ahead of us, and then I had a mistake. Now there's a pretty good gap to the carts ahead of us, which is pretty annoying. See, another cart pulls off there on the backstretch. And now there's a blue cart behind us, which is starting to put the pressure on it. And we end up passing another cart there. We're able to make a move there and follow Spanky through, but it's not going to matter because caution comes out. What sucked in this race is that we started super high, and then immediately the tires didn't fire off well, so we ended up losing a lot of spots off of the start. We get a alright start here. Immediately a car goes to the inside ahead of us, and we're following through just fine. We end up going to the inside of Spanky there, making a move, and then going to the inside of 2 more carts, so we pick up some more spots there. And then a cart goes for a move on the inside, so we let him through, and then immediately cross him over, and then race off the corner. And now we have a cart on our back bumper looking to make a move with the pressure on. They go to the inside. We end up slipping right in line right behind them. We have another cart on our inside. And we try to go there, but then there's another cart. So I ended up losing 3 spots there, but hopefully we can get them back. And now we're kind of broke away. It's just me and Hudson out there in the middle. You see Spanky's catching us slowly. See, caution comes out, and then that's race over. Alright, Junior 3, big dog time, next race. This is our second race where our tire fell off at qualifying, so we'll be starting all the way in the back. You can see a pretty big field. I think there's 17 people in front of me, and I'm starting 18th. So the 2 carts ahead of me just get an absolutely terrible start. And they're just going super slow and already a huge gap, which is not gonna be awesome. And then caution does come out, and you can see that giant gap build up because these are the slower carts that aren't really fast. So it sucks to be back here because if that happens again, it's gonna be really hard to catch back up to the carts ahead of us without a caution. And we go green here once again. The cart ahead of us just gets a terrible start. But we weren't able to get by him. And now we make a move to the inside here. We're able to get by him. You can see there's multiple carts spinning off. And Bellamy, who's in that blue and orange cart, was not too happy with someone. So Flagman had to hold him back. But I mean, it's reasonable. He got wrecked the other caution too, and then looks like he just got wrecked there. But I'm not sure what happened. I was too far back to see anything. And sorry if you guys are hearing a lot of background noise. I'm actually recording this voiceover in the motorhome on the way home the day after this race. So it's a little loud in here. But you guys can't see, but on the left side of his cart, the one that's almost in the infield, is a Nerf bar was bent pretty hard. So I don't think he'll be able to finish racing that. Alright, starting here again. Hopefully this time, now that we're in front of the other cars, I can get a good start here and not fall all the way back. So we're right on the cart ahead of us, and they're kind of pushing them into 1 and 2. They gotta make a move down the inside. We're able to follow through. We pick up 1 position there, and then the cart ahead of us wheel hops. We're able to pass them and pass Spanky on the inside. So we get 2 in that straightaway and one or 2 on the backstretch. So we're already up a bunch of positions just off of that start. And it stays green, so we keep those spots, except now there's a big gap ahead of us and a big gap behind us. And right away, like if I was even faster than the cart ahead of us, it was going to take me probably the whole race to get to their back bumper. So if I didn't get a caution, I would need help from the cart behind me to push up there. But we'll see if that happens. See, they're fighting ahead of me though, so maybe we'll be able to close it in, but probably not. But the cart behind me is catching me pretty well. The tires were like alright. They felt a little like they almost wanted to push off the corner every so often, so it was hard to be confident off the corner every time because I didn't know if they were going to push, and they weren't doing that a lot, but it was definitely limiting me off the corner. Yeah, you can see the cart behind me is catching me pretty well. And I think this race was the only race, like this week, it was the only weekend I've ever seen or looked at my spotter, because right there under that wall on the front stretch, there's a spot where you can stick your sticks out. Like, basically, it almost hit the carts. So it was really easy to see for me because at our home tracks, I never look at the sticks. I always just look back. So every lap, my dad would just show me that the gap was getting smaller and smaller and smaller. You see, I felt him on my back bumper that last corner. And when we were coming down the backstretch, I could see a shadow going into turn 3. So I knew he was there. So when he made the move, I just let him go. Figured maybe we could work with each other. And then I saw the gap. I'm like, yeah, we're not closing that. So we might as well just race each other. So now I just didn't want him to run away from me. And wanted to race him because, I mean, we weren't closing the gap ahead of us. and there wasn't really that many people behind us. And you see, he was blocking a little bit. Like, he was probably just down like half a cart length, like you see there. So it made it more difficult to pass. I feel like I could have backed to the corner more, and the pass would have been a lot easier. But he was taking a sharper exit off of 2. Like, if you watch right here, you can see the corner, and you can see he turns in later and then comes off the corner lower. And then I was kind of turning in earlier and then letting it float up off the corner. So yeah, go for the move down the inside, make it work, and then he immediately goes for the switchback. And now you can see the yellow cart behind me. Spanky has caught up pretty well here. So now is a position where I knew there was a cart behind me. So if I gave up too much trying to pass, I would get passed. But then I couldn't fall back off the cart in front of me. So it was pretty difficult to try to stay in the middle here. You can see now all 3 of us are racing. And we're all about the same speed. You see, come off the corner there. And Spanky ended up hitting me, so I ended up slowing him down. Don't know how many laps are left, but if I had to assume, probably not too many. See, there we go for the move. We make it work. Spanky ends up getting by him. And then moving pretty well here. See, Spanky's looking to almost go to the inside. And it's funny coming down the back stretch because if there's a car behind you, you can see their shadow. So sometimes you can see like if they're looking or if they're just behind you. And that was a checkered flag, and all 3 of us race each other very cleanly, and it was a lot of fun doing that.
That ass racing for last place, baby.
You guys were fighting your ass off for
We were
last.
racing for last place, bro. Jonathan, I know you're freezing. All right.
My glove.
My hands are a little cold.
A lot of work. Spanky worked good, with you?
Did he?
Right behind.
Holy crap. I guess I was on the bumper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just a bumper a lot, my man. Going bumper a lot. I think you did great. I mean, 15th, dead last to 8th.
8? Yeah, where'd I end up? 8? 18th to 8. Oh, that's not that bad.
No, you worked your butt off. That's why I gave you
I
big
thought I
time.
was like
a lot of
15.
people pulled off.
I was gonna say, Spanky's like, God damn it, we were out there racing for last.
Y'all were getting it, though.
Yeah, I have to tell Hudson that we had a good race. Because that was
It was entertaining for sure.
goddamn, dude. I was like, come on.
Every time I tried to zoom out to
We were
see
gonna try
everybody
to work
else.
with each other, and then we're like, oh hell no, we're not making that.
No.
Like, yeah,
Just gotta
screw
do
it. Let's
something.
just race each other.
It was a good race. I mean, that race y'all guys had was good. I didn't even see the race up front.
Yeah.
No, that
you guys had a good race
is gonna
back
win
there.
every race tonight. God, it's faster than everyone.
Keep going. I didn't see the front.
I kept trying to video the front, and every time I did, you 2 were battling. So then I just kept going
Yeah, we
back.
never really fell off each other. I went to make a pass that he was like kind of blocked, and then come back up.
But oh my god, dude, this came back.
We
They just finished up Pro Junior Big Dog, Junior 3, whatever it was. Started 18th last and ended up 8th, I believe. Had a good race, but got a couple spots at the start, and then there was just really big gaps, so no making that up. Race with Hudson Noel. We had a long race, and we're battling back and forth, and ended up getting him at the end, so that was fun. But hopefully we could go out. We're starting about the same spot, probably 15th for the shootout race tonight, and hopefully we can do well and race like that and maybe even get higher. Alright, so starting pretty far back here, didn't have a great qualifying. I think we're starting like 13th or something, so not too great. So get a good start. I'm behind that yellow cart again, and just pushing into 1 and 2, and just blocking a little here into turn 3. See their cart on the high side that spins off, and then I end up letting off there because I knew that was going to be a caution right away, and didn't make up any positions off the start, so didn't really hurt me. But off that corner, I end up letting off and sticking my hand out immediately because I saw that there was carts spinning and I didn't want to hit anyone. And then someone ended up wheel hopping me and pretty sure hitting me in the back of the head, or at least it felt like it. Alright, go back green here in the same spot. End up getting a pretty good start, about normal, just on the back bumper of a cart, and then the cart's in the back bumper of me. Cart flies off the track there, another one flies off the track. And didn't make up any positions, but didn't lose any here. Now we're rolling. Cart ends up going for a move on the inside of me. I let them through, and now I'm on the outside of another cart. I get it back in line there, and able to get a move here. Now we're on the back of Spanky, pushing him. And he was slow off the corner here. So I was trying to pass him without like trying to move him out of the way, because that's never any fun to race someone like that. But every time I try to back up the corner and get him off the corner, it felt like someone would hit me off the corner, and then I wouldn't have enough speed to get him. And you see here, car goes for the inside. I fall right back in line behind him, but now there's a gap between us and the cart behind us. So it was really annoying because every time I try to get by the yellow cart, then another cart would be on me, and I could never really make it work. But running pretty normal speed here. You see Declan goes for a move on the inside. So now we gained a little bit of time here. And just see if we can close up to the back. And we're gaining some time on the carts ahead of us, but so is the cart behind us. They're also catching up. See, cart just removed there. We're gonna come off the corner well. We're gonna go down. And still just rolling through the corners well. Not really losing a bunch of time. Let's see, we're gonna look to the inside for a move here. We make it work. We pass another cart that's on the outside. And now they go for the switchback. He makes it work. I fall back in line here. Besides this black and orange cart, we are able to cross him back over and not lose too many spots. I think we're staying the same. And now the black and orange cart goes for another move, and then we're able to stay on the back of him here, look for a pass down the front straightaway. We're able to make it work. Once again, pass him again, and now we're just losing so much time trying to race each other. because we fell back off the carts ahead of us. But they're starting to battle now, so hopefully we can catch up. Now a cart absolutely sends one on me, but they end up overshooting the corner, so not too big of a deal for me. I get back at the corner and then end up wheel hopping the cart ahead of me, because try to follow someone through and then they close the gap. Didn't ever see me, so ended up wheel hopping and running off the track. We were all good, just barely hit the wall. So we get out and start up our cart and then just end up pulling off the track. See there, I'm trying to move it over. And you see him starting it. And then, yeah. We end up pulling off there, so sucks to end that way, but you know, I wasn't really too mad. We had a good race there in the back, and if we were able to clear that cart, we would have probably been able to do better, but you know. Alright, just finished up the final race here at the Rumble. We're running good, we have plenty of speed, we just were making a bunch of moves, and it was a dogfight back there, but doing good, and we ended up trying to pass another cart on the inside, and he didn't see us coming down. And then we ended up wheel hopping, just barely, almost made it. And then ended up just spinning out and then just pulling off because nothing to do there, but a really good race, and everyone raced me clean, and I was super happy with that. So final race of the night, just shut off the lights, so starting to go sleep. It's like 1:30, I think. So yeah.